Welcome everybody to the Porcupine Mountains of Michigan. This is Graybeard Gaming, and I am so happy to have you guys with me. This is a new map. I believe it was introduced in the last week or so. I was really kind of drawn to this because I am from Michigan. I'm not from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, but I am born and raised and live in Michigan. And so I was like, this is interesting. I've spent a lot of time in the Upper Peninsula. My mother's parents and siblings all live or lived in the Upper Peninsula, and so I'm quite familiar with the area. Now, I thought this would be kind of a fun map. You don't have much. So as you can see, I have a beat up old truck. I have $27,846. I have a log cabin site to build, and I was thinking I would go and get the supplies for that now, or maybe I would sell enough trees or something to do it myself. I don't know yet. Right now, I'm sleeping in my truck. So first things first, I want to just fill up on fuel, and then we'll get down to the farm and just kind of show you what's there. Alright, so I've got a full tank of gas, a carton of cigarettes, in 12 hours. Never mind. You guys might all be too young for that. But if you've ever watched the Blues Brothers, I can't remember the exact quote, unfortunately, but I do remember the movie. I'm old. I forget things. It happens. Hopefully you all get there. Anyways, let's keep going back to the farmstead, and it's kind of neat because this is in the Porcupine Mountains. This is a logging country in Upper Peninsula, and as you can see, it's very wooded. I don't want to spend all my time logging. That's just me, but I do like the little two-track logging trail here, and we're coming up onto the farmstead right now. As you can see, I've done a little bit of tinkering around on this. I just didn't feel like starting from the very beginning. You're given one field, which is just a grass field, nothing major. You're given the John Deere, was it 3650? And you have all the stuff that you need with John Deere 3650, and then you're given this windrower. You're also given the small tedder, a three point or three bottom plow, and you're given the Great Plains seeder, along with a couple of other things as well. You're given the Massey baler, the I think it's the Salic. So yeah, super tiny. And like I said, you're given the three bottom plow and a cultivator, as well as a Samaz mower, which is kind of oversized for the tractor. And you also have a build site. So that's where we are, guys. I thought it'd be kind of a lot of fun to just kind of get into this map and just see what we have going on. Now, where I'm going to be working and focusing on is land development. I do want to grow this property. As you can see, this is our starting property, which is a little odd because, as you can see, it's not actually within the parameters of the field. Now, these fields, they are small. Actually, some are small, some are bigger. I like that type of map where, things are various sizes. I've been trying to find the ford location on this map where I can cross the water. I don't know how that's going to work yet, But let's take a look at, any extras that this map provides us with. So if we go into construction, everything in here is pretty base game except for this trailer. Excuse me, I'm sorry, I'm super tired. We have some constructibles, but for the most part, everything is gonna be base game with the exception of old grain silos, and if I'm looking here, this is the shed that we are given. For factories, it's going to be, you got the chip and wood sawmill, so not a lot of extras. I mean, this is a pretty bare bones map. I mean, there's not going to be a whole lot going on. It doesn't look like. Doesn't look like we really have a lot, but we have a thing or two. So we're going to work with it, see what will happen. I do not know yet if I'm going to add mods. I haven't gotten to that point, but I do know that my tractor needs to be repaired, but I'm going to try my best to just continue to struggle through and get the rest of this property taken care of. And I'm going to probably get some cows of some sort. I don't know what cows in particular, but I need something that I can make some money with. Cows would be my first choice because I can feed them grass. Beef cows. Now, if I want something that's going to provide income, like say sheep or goats, that's fine, but I won't necessarily do either of those, mostly because when I get like grass, or I'm sorry, when I get milk or wool, I can't afford to do anything with it. Also, I don't have hand liftable pallets or super strength or any of that, so I'm kind of stuck in that in-between place where I don't even know if I could lift the pallets, and I don't have loader arms or a pallet fork for the tractor yet. That's like a $10,000 investment. So I mean, when you only have 27,000, that's kind of huge to really try and plunk that kind of money down. I'd like to get some different equipment in here, say like forage harvesters, vegetables, stuff for vegetables. I don't want to lease equipment in this type of map. It doesn't seem logical that there would be a lease location in the middle of basically nowhere, Michigan, Upper Peninsula, where everything has to either cross the Mackinac Bridge, which massive equipment wouldn't come that way anyways. At least I wouldn't think it would. I think it would come through Wisconsin to the Upper Peninsula, just so you didn't have to cross the bridge. But that's just me. It'd be kind of neat to see like a Drummond Island or a Beaver Island map, just kind of a small agriculture with farmer's market. I wish they'd do that. That'd be kind of neat. But anyways, back to this map. So what I'm focused on is just trying to get this little bit worked up and put down a animal lot that maybe would just be cows, because like I said, a water tank I can afford, but much more than that, it's going to get kind of pricey pretty quick. So yeah, there are things I'd like to do. There are things that I'm not going to be able to do. I do have a chainsaw. I purchased the chainsaw straight away because I knew going into this was going to be a lot of timber, but I need to clear some of these trees out just so that I can make new fields. And with the condition of this tractor, current condition I should say, it's pretty rough. I don't know what vehicle mods were added as part of this map. I haven't gone through that extent yet. You guys will discover it alongside me, because, well, that's how I roll. I don't really plan much out, and that might frustrate you guys. If it does frustrate you, I'm sorry. This might not be the video for you, but please bear in mind that half my fun is discovering stuff at the same time that you guys are discovering it. So I would like to take a quick look through the shop and see what we can find, but I'm going to drop my mower down and see if we can't come up with something a little bit different to do. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the shop and see if there are any options for small equipment that we don't have that might help us out. It doesn't look like there's any small tractors. I doubt there's any additional medium tractors, or I know there will be large. I'm not even going to bother wasting my time or yours. So what do we have? We have this for 7,500. It goes on 6M. I'll probably put it on yeah, I'll probably have to wind up buying that or this. I might just buy this quick. Call it a day. It's a little lighter. It requires the same amount of horsepower, but like I said, it's a little bit lighter weight, so we might just go with that one. I'm not going to change anything. I'm just going to buy that. Yes, and I think the other thing we need will be. No, I'm gonna hold off on that. I want to go to construction. I want to see if there's any animal enclosures that don't require water. Oops, that's chickens. That won't require water, of course. That's a different type of... I don't think I've ever seen where sheep will take sugar beets cut or silage. Weird. Anyways, pig pasture. Alright, so I am going to have to buy something for water. I knew that going into it. It was going to be something that I needed to get. Let's head down to animals. Alright, so this one's 5,000. It's the only one I'm going to be able to get right now. So we will go ahead and I can only change the rim color. But you know what? Let's live a little. Let's make it fancy. Okay, so we've got that. We've got that. You know what? I've got the loader. Let's just go with, let's get ourselves some pallet forks. Because if I've got the loader, I may as well have pallet forks, you know. Alright. Now, let's go ahead and get down to the thing. Well, let's go pick up our stuff. But you know what? Why drive it? I'm just going to reset. It's the easiest way to do it. So, yeah, we're going to reset. Oh, look at that. Let's go ahead. I hate these tires, by the way, because they don't make any sense to me having narrow tires when I don't have a sprayer. Not wide tires, just standard. Standard makes sense to me. And it looks better. We need to get fuel, but for right now, I'm just focused on trying to get set up with the bare necessities. I don't even know if I could, at this point, afford anything beyond maybe a garden, which is really unfortunate, but I'm going to double check and make sure that I can afford at least a garden. This greenhouse is mushrooms. I can get one greenhouse, which is kind of unfortunate that I have put myself in this position, but let's go ahead, head back to the homestead. I want to get some gas quick, and this loader looks a little bit goofy, but we'll have to make it work. It's just the way it is. I wanted to start this off kind of broke, because that's how it would be in the Upper Peninsula. Not broke, obviously, but you don't have the massive equipment, the massive amounts of equipment. There are large farms, but there's very few large farms, because it's a very highly forested area. And the farther north you go in the Upper Peninsula, it seems that the more forested it becomes, especially once you start getting up by the, into the depths of the Hiawatha National Forest. Really starts to get kind of thick up in there. But anyhow, let's go ahead and continue along our path. While he's driving, I'm just gonna take a peek. Okay, so I need to get to 15,000 to just do a 14,000 just to do the smallest sheep goat enclosure. It's going to take some time. Why don't I go ahead and try and get that taken care of? I don't know what I'm going to do, guys. I like this map a lot. It doesn't seem like it takes overly long to get to anything, anywhere on here. So that's nice. I mean, it doesn't have that. It's a big map without the feel of a big map, I guess. If that makes any sense to anyone. But I'm going to want to develop another field over in here. Kind of wish I had a harvester. I'm not certain what to plant there in that location, but something, right? Now, if you guys would be so kind as to like and subscribe to the channel and to this video, share it out, make some comments. I'm really interested in getting an idea how you guys want to see this developed, because I just don't know. Should I make it a production-based farm where anything I deal with has to go to something else before I can sell it? I can't sell raw goods. Should I develop stuff? I'd love your opinion on that. And if you guys have ideas, especially mod ideas, I'm interested in trying to figure out what would be different, and maybe we put it to a vote or suggestions beyond just let's see you cut a bunch of wood, because I don't want to sit there and show a lot of wood cutting. That to me is super boring. But yeah, give me your suggestions in the comments, you guys. I'd like your opinions. Maybe I'll take 10 mods that you guys suggest, and we'll get them downloaded and all that good stuff. I'm definitely intrigued by whether or not you guys have something that you think I should try. But let's go ahead and get this baled up. This won't take long, and we'll call that episode 1. I'm kind of interested as well in seeing how many bales I can get. And this tractor is running so much better now that I have repaired it. It was so dogged trying to climb this tiny little hill, but it seems to have recovered quite nicely. Look at all them bales. These are not huge bales. They're only like 300 liters. So we're not gonna get 300,000 liters of grass. If I wanted to sit there and cut more of the area, I would. I don't think I want to. And I mean, look at this. We're only gonna see about 100 bales if we're lucky, which 100 bales, is no small amount. It's just not going to go very far, right? So I need to have more than 15 grand just to buy the enclosure for animals too. I need to have money for the animals themselves, so I'm going to have to cut wood as much as I don't want to. It's going to have to happen. But this is moving along quite well. When I was mowing initially, the tractor was so beat up that I was only going about 2 to 3 miles an hour trying to cut the grass, which for me, it's way too slow. I was going a little bonkers dealing with that slope. But we are making fantastic progress on getting this completed. Another option is, do I get myself a sawmill? Do I give myself the option of taking a loan? One mod I thought I would possibly download is the net worth tracker and some financial stuff that would only allow me to take loans according to my net worth. My net worth is not going to be very high right now, but I do have one piece of property that is actually worth quite a substantial amount of money. So, I mean, in that regard, I do have an asset. I think this property is worth about $250,000. So definitely could, I guess, use that as collateral on any sort of loan. I think it's Socksway Up that has the line of credit mod, which is really interesting to me. And if you guys have never, most people that watch Farming Simulator know who Socksway Up is, as they've probably seen more of his videos than I've ever made. So, and he is from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. Lives over near the lower part of the Upper Peninsula near Lake Michigan. So he is on the western side of the state. I should say southwestern part of the Upper Peninsula. Look at that, we are almost done already with this. I've got one little patch that I just want to clean up. And we're going to have just under 110 bales. So, I mean, yay us. So a grand total of 108 bales that I have to pick up by hand. So that might be one of those things I look for as an auto load trailer. I could probably, in fact, pick up these last few little bits and bobs of grass. $31,000 liters of grass is just not going to be enough to shake a stick at, you guys. 300. So yeah, I have 32,000 liters of grass. In case you are wondering, that grass is only going to be worth right now just over $1,200. So it's not worth it to it's not worth doing anything with. Just nature of the beast. But we have it all harvested, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this first episode on Porcupines in Michigan. Porcupine Mountains of Michigan. And I hope you guys will come back for episode 2. I appreciate you guys watching. This is Graybeard Gaming, wishing you the very best of days. Please be safe out there. Do not eat the yellow snow because it is definitely not lemon flavored. You guys have a great day. Peace out.